So I'm going to show you how I update my website. I've started doing a bit of a new design layout, and I've tried on a couple of pages, and I want to update another page that currently looks like this to match the style of this. So I thought I'll take you through the process. I'm also going to show you how I optimize. When I do the update, I optimize the search engine, so which makes it easier for Google to find your website. I use WordPress, and I use also Elementor which is a free plugin that I use to actually create the shapes and the sizes and the layout of the actual website. So here's the front page. This is when you just go to Swedish Made Easy. Here's what it looks like currently. So I've updated it. And I'll just show you how it looks, just scrolling down. Here's what we offer. And then a little bit of an ad for our bootcamp, which is starting soon. And then a bit about us as teachers, a few reviews, a bit more resources people can choose. A lead magnet, take a test to find your Swedish level. And then a bit of fun, music playlist that I have, and the Instagram feed. So that's what the whole website, the landing page, looks like. But I wanted to show you how I know that it's optimized for search engines. So I'm just going to go into my dashboard on WordPress. I'm going to find the page, which is this one, Learn Swedish Online. I just click on edit to open up the edit thing. When I edit it, I go into Elementor, but here you can see I have a plugin called Yoast, and this checks for your search engine optimization. You can see that currently this happy face, smiley happy face, is green, and this is green. So this is what I've been working on optimizing. So I've chosen a key phrase, focus key phrase. I have put an SEO title, which has the key phrase in it. I've put the key phrase here. I put the key phrase in the slug. I put the key phrase in the meta description. And if I open up all the details here, it's more green than orange or red. It's not always possible to get all these green, and it's maybe not necessarily something you have to strive for. It's okay to have a couple of red ones, as long as this one, the overall one, is green. So that's what that looks like. So I'm going to show you I'll go back to, let me go back to the actual page. So I want it to look the same style as this, and I'm going to optimize it as well. So here's what it currently looks like. So it looks a bit boring. There's just a list of things. There's not a lot there. There's some links. And so I'm going to be updating this, and I'm going to add the same elements as I have here, so it has a consistency to it. So let's start. I'm going to start opening up my Elementor, which is the actual program or the plugin that I use for updating and designing my website. So I'm going to start with actually opening up the editor here too, so I can copy and paste a bit. So now I can see the elements here. So I want this wavy thing up at the top here too. So I'm just going to grab hold of this whole thing, and I'll just right click and copy. When I do this, it will look like as if it disappears from here. You can always just go back in and click on it. So I'm going to see if it ends up in the right place here. Paste. Okay, it ended up here. That's okay. We can drag it up. Let's drag it up and put it here. There we go. So now that's on top. And if I just go back, it looks like it's still floating in the air here. But if I just go to the place where it was and just click, it's back in place. So that's okay. This page is our about page. So I want the actual keyword here to be Swedish teacher or Swedish teachers in plural, because that is what I wanted to rank for on Google. So this is a H1 heading, the main heading. You should only have one of those on a web page. So I'm going to call this Swedish teachers. There we go. This one can stay. Learn Swedish with Swedish Made Easy. That's okay. I'm happy for that to be the subtitle. That's all right. Okay. So I want to start by rearranging things on this page a little bit. I want this to be here, but instead of these being equal size, I'm going to put kind of one person here and one person there and see how that looks. There's a lot of things going on here, a lot of boxes. And what is good with Elementor is that you can click on the navigator down here in the left-hand side, and you can actually see each section. So for example, here's the menu, here's the title section, and I just named this with my name so I know what it contains of. So I'm going to do the same thing with these just for now, so I know what section is what, just to give me a little bit more of a fighting chance as I start to move things about. Okay, so here's a testimonials link. Okay, so now it's easier for me to see what I've got. So I'm going to start playing around a little bit and see if I can change this. Instead of it being two big boxes, I want it like one box with both people in it. So this box contains of two columns. There's one column for the text, which inside of it has a heading and a text bit. And then the second column has video, an image, and I'll see how much of this I will keep. It might be that I move it somewhere else. We'll see how much space I've got to play with. One nice thing when you're in the navigator, you can just drag things. So for example, if I wanted to move the video here of Daniel to here, I could just do it from here, like so. Now that ends up at the bottom. So that's one way of doing it. So I think what I might just do for now is just to drag these across. So at least I've got them in the same space, and then we'll see about how it looks visually later. So then I can start moving Stefan's things across to here, because this is now an empty column. So if I drag the heading up to the empty space here, like that. Now that ended up there. And I'll move the text up to underneath the heading as well. Let's see if I can get it in. There we go. Sometimes it can be a little bit fiddly. I'll just move all of his stuff across here so I've got everything in one place, and then I can start looking at what it looks like. There we go. So now Stefan's bit is actually completely empty. What was Stefan's bit was completely empty. So I can now just delete that. I just right click on that and delete it. Gone. Now this looks a little bit messy at the moment, so I'm going to have to work on kind of how I want this to look, because this doesn't look very good. So what I might do is I might add a picture of them both here before the text, and then maybe finish off with maybe just a video at the bottom. So let's just try that as an idea. Let's move an image box into here, drag and drop it. And then you choose the image here, and I do have an image of Daniel here. That looks nice. Insert that one, select it, insert. Okay, great. Oh, that's very large. So we definitely want to make it a bit smaller. Maybe that's a bit better. We'll do the same thing with Stefan. Move an image box to there. So I actually don't have a good picture of Stefan uploaded here already, which means I have to upload one. So I've got one here, take that one, drag it here, upload it, and insert. And then just change the size for now to medium. We'll see how that feels. Okay, we'll keep that for now. I actually added my middle name here earlier, which meant that it didn't fit on one line. So I changed the font size. I'm going to show you how you do that, because this is the same font size as I have on my name, and I want this to be the same too. So I'm clicking on that, going into style, going into typography, 45, and I know that it was 41. There we go. Now the fonts are all the same. So I like the idea of having pictures like this. So I'm actually just going to add a picture for myself as well. So I'll do the same thing. We'll insert an image box here. Choose an image. We'll use this one for now. Put that in. And then change the size so it's a bit smaller. So I think what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put myself here in the middle in one column, and then put 2 videos at the bottom. I'm just going to remove this for now. Delete that whole column. We'll delete the video first. Actually, I could have just deleted the column. There we go. So now this is in the middle. I want to centralize that one. Let's see. There we go. Centralize that, put that in the middle. That's better. Might just centralize this as well, see what it looks like. Okay, it didn't really, there we go. I might have to just select all of it. There we go. And then I'll just throw in 2 videos that are going to be at the bottom. But before I do that, I need to create a new container for them to live in. So I'm going to do that here. And I'm going to go plus and just have 2 columns like that. Now, a few things that I need to do. This comes up automatically for me as a bit gray. So I'm just going to go on style, background type, color, change it to white. There we go. So it's the same as the others. And then I'm also going to, this is something that I learned, that it's nice to put some padding into these. I think it's better for mobile phones. If someone's watching on mobile phones, I learned this from a YouTube video. So I'm always putting 20, 30, 20, 30 so that it's a bit more padded around it. So now these are ready to have some videos in it. So I drag in a video container here. Great. And I know which video I want for now. I'm going to have this, which is a little introduction of me. So I just changed the link here to the one I want. Voila. And then I'm going to do the same for the other one here. Drag and drop it to there. And I'm just going to put this one for now. This is the thing, when you do this kind of thing, you realize the things you need to update, and then just change the link to there. Okay, so now I've got myself there and then 2 videos there, and that can do for now. I think I want a little bit more space between here and a little bit more space around my picture. So if I click on edit, just click on that one to highlight it. And then I go into advanced. Let's play with the padding a bit. Top 20, bottom 20. That's nice. That's area. Okay. And then there's a lot of space here. So let's see what we can do with that. If I click on this outer container, which contains all of this together, let's have a look. Oh yeah, so there's a lot of padding there. So I want a little bit less padding at the bottom. Let's go 50. Or actually, I think I want even less. Let's go 20. Let's go nothing. Yeah, I think no padding there, because then it feels like this belongs to here. And then there's a bigger space here. So now I think I'm going to remove some of this. I'm going to remove these pictures because I'm not going to use them right now. So just right click, delete them. Might come back to them later. Delete this one too. Delete. Oh, didn't delete. Oh, there we go. Right. So now these 2 look okay for now. They've got a bit of, might centralize the texts here too. Go on content, click center, content on this one, click center. Okay, that's better. Don't know why that keeps twitching. It does that sometimes, but not to worry. It will be absolutely fine when you save it and you update it. Okay, so I mean, it would be nice if this was the same level. So what I might do eventually is I might add a little bit more text here, so that pushes it down so that it feels like the texts are of equal length. But that's for later. I can do that later. So there's a lot of things that I will be tinkering with here. I might add some more things, but I think one thing for now is to get this wavy shape down at the bottom here as well. I think that would look nice, and maybe have this link inside it. So let's do that. Let's go up to this one, right click, duplicate. Right, now it duplicates immediately after it. I'm actually going to use the navigator because it's a bit of a pain to drag it across the whole page. So let's just collapse these so I know where I'm at. Let's see. Okay, so this one is currently called Daniel. So just for me to know where I'm at, I'm going to say Daniel and Stefan, so I know what that contains. Collapse that, and then I have the testimonials link. So now I have 2 title sections here because I duplicated it. So I'm going to drag this title section down here. And let's see. So now it's at the bottom. And it has a heading and a link. Or sorry, 2 headings. Obviously, I won't need them. So I'm just going to delete them because I just want the button to be inside there. And then inside of this, so now this column is empty. This one has the button, and I could just drag it up here. There we go. Job done. And I can now actually delete this one, which is now empty at the bottom. Delete that and rename this so I know what it is. testimonials link. Now I have a pretty good overview of what this is about. So let's click at the top. I've got the menu, that's fine. I've got the title section, got a bit about myself. I've got my videos, I might name that too, just so I know what's what. And then I got the section with people I work with there. They're on there. I'll sort that out later. And then I got a testimonials link. So now, in terms of rough design, now this looks a lot more like this one. It has the same feel to it. It has those wavy bits. So for now, I'm okay with this. I'm just going to update this now so that it's out. It's not finished, but I just want it to be updated for now so I can turn to the SEO optimization. So click on update there. It updates. Takes a few seconds. There we go. And then exit to dashboard. Now the fun begins. Right, so my SEO Yoast evaluator here is not happy. SEO is not good. Readability is not good. So let's dig into this and see why it's not good. Well, firstly, the first problem is my focus key phrase about Swedish made easy. Well, that's not a very good key phrase, I don't think, because I don't know who would put that into Google about Swedish made easy. Who would Google that? So like I said earlier, I wanted the key phrase to be Swedish teachers. So I'm going to put that in. Okay, Swedish teachers. So I'm also going to put that up here. Swedish teachers. Okay. And then the SEO title, which is the one that comes up here, we're also going to put Swedish teachers. And here, the slug, we're also going to put Swedish teachers. For some reason, the slug has to have like a little dash. I think it does it automatically if you, oh no, it doesn't. But it should have a little dash there. Don't ask me why. Like so. Okay. See, just by changing that, actually my SEO figure has gone, I'm very happy about this, which is brilliant. But let's see if we can optimize it even more. Actually, let's see what it says are still the problems outstanding. Okay, so here is the analysis. Key phrase in introduction, your key phrase or its synonyms do not appear in the first paragraph. Single title, H1 should be used as your main title. Key phrase in subheading, use more key phrases or synonyms in your H2 and H3 subheadings. Okay, so we'll see if we can do something about that. If not, it's okay because the man is still green. Image key phrase, this we can do something about. Meta description length, this we can definitely do something about. And then we have the good results. We have some outbound links, that's good. We have images, that's good. We have internal links, that's good. The key phrase length, i.e. Swedish teachers, is all right. And we know that because I think if we put this title, if we created a title that was awfully long, I think it would start to complain. Let's try it. Yeah, there we go. So that's way too long, but it's absolutely fine to have it this short. So that's okay. So the meta description, ooh, here we go. So here we have meta description, which is the bit that shows in a Google search result like this. You can see it's the same text. So this is too long Firstly, it's too long. There we go. Then it turns green. So it's too long. But also what I want to do is I want to actually include my key phrase, my focus key phrase in there. That's also a good thing to do. So I'm going to have to rewrite this and come up with something better. So let's do that. Okay, so this could work for now. You can always go in and change this anytime, but this is good. This is good length. I've also included Swedish teachers in the meta description. Let's check on the man. He's still happy. Okay, so let's go over and look at image key phrase. The images on this page do not have alt attributes with at least half of the words from your key phrase. Fix that. So let's see if we can do that. We're going to correct this, the image key phrase here. So let's see if we can make that little orange smiley go green. So I'm going to go into Elementor, edit with Elementor, open this up. Okay, so images. Here's the image of me that I'm using. So I'm going to go back into choosing it, which is my image library here. The alt text here doesn't have anything in it. So I'm going to put Annalie Swedish teacher. I can't really put Swedish teachers, but let's see if it will accept it. And then insert media. And I'm going to do the same, at least for this one. Choose, I'm going to put Daniel, Swedish teacher, insert. Now, Stefan is not a Swedish teacher. So that's not what we're going to put, but we're going to put Stefan, vocal coach. Right, let's see what it says to this. I don't think we have any more images. No, those are all our images. The rest are videos. So update this. Get back to the dashboard. Let's see, let's see, let's see. Oh, it's exciting, isn't it? Yay, see? The orange sort of half angry smiley is now gone. Brilliant. Image key phrase, good job. So that's sorted. Key phrase in introduction. Your key phrase or its synonyms do not appear in the first paragraph. Okay, so this is maybe something that I could do. I would probably have to either put in some text here or put in some text here. I mean, here you can see that it is Swedish teacher. I find this a little bit confusing because I wonder if it actually has to be up here, and sometimes design-wise, this is not desirable. I don't want to, I mean, we've already got it in the title here, and it can look a bit robotic to just go Swedish teacher, Swedish teacher. Possibly if I changed this to a little text, which kind of said, we are Swedish teachers who offer lessons, blah, blah, blah. Here you can find out more about us. That could be an option, but I quite like it the way it is. And like I said earlier, you don't have to get all the ticks. It's maybe not even desirable to get it all green, but I've got quite a lot of green. And the most important thing is that this is green and that you have your focus key phrase. You haven't used it before. You have the SEO title. You have the meta description. You have the key phrase in the meta description and so on. So I'm quite happy with this. So let's turn to the readability. Here you can see this is not good. So let's see what we can do to improve this. what are the problems? Consecutive sentences. The text contains 3 consecutive sentences starting with the same word. Try to mix things up. So we're going to look at that. Subheading distribution. One section of your text is longer than 300 words and is not separated by any subheadings. Add subheadings to improve readability. We can look at that. Flesh reading ease. This copy scores 58 in the test, which is considered fairly difficult to read. Try to make shorter sentences to improve readability. We can look at that. Transition words. Only 23.8% of the sentences contain transition words, which is not enough. Use more of them. Okay, transition words. I've found this with other texts that I've done and tried to optimize. Sometimes it's just not possible for what you're trying to say to. In order for this to turn green, you need 30%. I think 23.8 is fairly okay. So I'll be happy to let that one go. I'm going to have a look at it and see, but if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But what I need is to improve it so that this turns green. Good results. Passive voice, you're not using enough. You are using enough active voice. Good. Paragraph length. Good. And sentence length. Great. Okay. So let's have a look at and see if we can find the consecutive sentences, put in some subheadings, and maybe make shorter sentences. Yeah, let's focus on that. So we're going back to the text or the website and see what we can do. Let's see if I can find these consecutive words. I. I think I found them. Okay, so this needs rewriting a little bit. So let's just put that. Like that, a little bit more informal. I'm a native Swedish speaker and yeah, this is a very long sentence, firstly, so I need to think about how to make this a little bit easier. How about this? In 2018, I published the book Teach Yourself Complete Swedish. It doesn't hurt to put some good things in there. Add Swedish made easy. I create Swedish online courses. And I also offer Swedish lessons online. Let's try that. So I've updated this text a little bit. I've split it up and I've added 2 subheadings here, and I've gone through to try and minimize the consecutive words. So I've tried to start with different words. My, at, as, my, if, and so on and so forth. In, over, in, maybe a few too many ins here. I might just change that quickly as well. So let's leave that for now and let's have a look at these texts, because this is quite a long one. I think I need to go through the same process here. There's consecutive words here. I. and I will also see if I can maybe add some subheadings here. So I've done a little bit of work on this text. I've split it up with some subheadings. I've worked on shortening some of the sentences and try to avoid consecutive words. So I'm going to do the same with this one, and then I'm going to update and see what my readability score says. Okay, so I've gone through the same process here with Stefan's profile. I've added a couple of subheadings. I've worked on shortening the sentences and simplifying the language a little bit, and so avoiding consecutive words. So this is what it looks like right now. So let's go over and see if the readability score has improved. So I exit the dashboard. Let's see. Yay, look at that, green. So what improved? Okay, so the reading ease, the copy scores better in the test, so easier to read, which is because I shortened my sentences. I've also got rid of the consecutive sentences. There's enough variety in my sentences now. And also subheading distribution, which was what I was working towards. The transition words, still a bit of a problem, 24.4%, but I'm absolutely happy with that. So now you can see that I'm green on the SEO and I'm green on readability, which should make Google happy.